fact, it was from my father's mouth that we heard that she was the one that took him to England, and it was, of course, for you to sponsor him to go to England. Obviously, you were earning more.
Yeah.
Later in life, of course, when he came back to Nigeria, he had his own business. He's doing well. She was still working with the ministry because they had to come to an agreement. The children, how do we take care of the children? Okay, you have this ministry job, so you can come off early, go and pick them up from school, take care of them, and all that. So she was working, he was working, he was earning more, but it was not a matter of I'm earning more, I'm better than you, or you stay at home. No, he didn't have to force her to stay at home because she was earning more. So that point, the woman, first of all, needs to calm herself down. If I were the one in that,
are you listening?
I need to calm, because in the place of calmness,
I'll come back to you.
In the place of calmness,
yes, ma'am,
you earn a lot. I'm talking to you. In a place of calmness, you'll be able to, first of all, discover what the problem is with the man. You might be able to help him, and you might not be able to help him. Now, if you can't help him, let's say he's in his feelings and he's feeling insecure and he's all that, and then whispers from his family or from his friends or from even his own childhood or trauma or whatever, and he brings that on, you need to calm down. And then sometimes, if you can calculate, me when I'm driving, I'm calculating. So in life too, it's about maths.
Yes.
You need to be able to calculate. I know I'm a lawyer, but I calculate it and say, okay, if I do this now, will I get the effect or the result I want, or should I wait a while? Is it a waiting game? Is the timing right? Because if I'm not going to get the result I want, I'm going to aggravate the issue. Am I ready for the result? They'll say something about lawyers. We like to ask questions that we know the answer to. We don't want to be surprised. So for the most part, that's the calculating part of it. For the most part, you can guess what would happen. If he insists, and you know that even if he insists and you guys are begging for food, he will still be sitting on his ego. You have to create a safety net for which you have to think about yourself and your children and him too, because eventually we'll come back to that point where, oh yeah, what do we do now?
Are you smiling?
Most of the time, I'm going to listen to a little secret that we women do. Most of the time, we women, we try and make it look as if it is your idea so that you can come round to it. Very few women can actually do it, because most of the time, men are very annoying. So they get to the point where annoying. You overreact and then you now have to apologize. So a seasoned woman, or a woman that is full of wisdom, God's wisdom particularly, will just calm down, ask God to give her a technique or a strategy to capture that moment and turn it around. But some cases are not cannot be helped. They'll bring you out of that job, reduce you, and it will look as if it's the wicked, the wicked man in him that came out and just destroyed the woman. I've had to handle a few cases like that. Eventually, the woman had to leave just to be alive and to keep her children alive.
Just to survive.
So my next question is, what's actually flying around the air? Feminism. So I don't understand. I feel like the feminism, personally, feminism that is being preached outside the shores of Nigeria is different from what is preached here. Or maybe it's because of the whole social media banter, because I'm a social media person. Do you understand? The whole Twitter banter. So the feminism that we used to know was about equality of maybe pay in the job space. You understand? Like, okay, politics. Do you understand? Women should handle, which they gave a woman a position now to handle now.
And the men have been
carry money.
The men have been messing up carrying money for a while now. So it's still equal opportunity. Like I told somebody when you say a woman, I said equal. When you hear equal opportunity, you're thinking about, okay, give the same. If you give equal opportunity for us to have the same job and the same pay, then there must be equal opportunity for corruption as well. I mean, if a man can be corrupt, why can't a woman be corrupt? Why you have grace for a man and then you don't have grace for a woman? I'm not excusing both of them. That's my point.
I get you.
I'm not advocating for them to be corrupt. I'm not advocating corruption in any way. But I'm saying, what is good for the goose is good for the gander. If you're going to charge the man for corruption and imprison him, then do the same for the woman. But if you're going to give grace to the man and off his mic, then off the woman's mic as well. Why? I mean, we both have the same number of heads, the same number of eyes. We even have more organs than you do.
Talking about organs. Talking about organs. Productivity and reproductivity are what women are known for, our responsibilities. Now, my question is, should the society judge a woman that do not have children? What I mentioned within her.
Okay, productivity is not just for biological reproduction or productivity. It has to do with everything. It has to do with our ability to be able to receive, like I said, raw materials and turn it into something. Like he goes, so you are expected to have some level of wisdom, but at the same time, the men will tell you, some men will tell you, not all the men, I don't want to generalize like they do. Someone will tell you, the woman needs to be trained. Or, you know, when she comes to my house, I'm going to, you know, they have that mentality. Meanwhile, from when the girl was born, that is when she becomes a woman. In the eyes of the society and the eyes of even our family. Because you would agree with me that if you have in a home, you have a lady and a guy, maybe 2 children. Instantly, the girl is being taught this, that. Sure. Very few homes you have both the man, the boy, and the girl being taught the same thing. You know, automatically the woman is taught you have to be responsible, and then when the boy does, oh, he's a boy, leave him alone. You understand? So, a girl is a woman immediately she's born. She's not even given a choice. She's expected to be more responsible, more productive. That's the productivity. So from that, what is happening now is a rebellion. You're looking at what's going on? Why can't I be responsible too? Why can't I, you know, do this, do that, and then have the same love? That because they feel as if I do something wrong, I go out of love. For example, if I have a teenage girl that gets pregnant in some olden days, let me put the olden days, I don't know whether it's still, but I hope it doesn't happen anymore. The father will chase the mother and the girl out of the house. Right? It happens in some places. Yeah, oh, terrible. Or the girl will get it. But if in the same household, the boy is the one that went to impregnate the girl, they don't chase him out.
They will tell him to bring
They will carry him behind them and say, my son was corrupted by your daughter.
Well, I feel like sorry to
no problem. I'm not jumping on the men.
Obviously,
but I'm just saying.
I feel like in terms of that whole pregnancy of a thing, you know, really, this thing you're saying now, this is Africa. Do you understand?
This is Africa.
Yeah, I'm saying that because for my unborn daughters. Do you understand? I like to be very realistic.
Okay.
If you happen to get pregnant as a teenager, you're not married and stuff. I like to let my own daughters know if I have a daughter in future, because we are in a very, very funny country, foreign era right now. So I would like to let you understand that the person that gives that impregnates you is not the one that's going to carry the shame. That's why most times it happens like that. Because I'm just saying from my own perspective, my daughter is going to be the one to carry the it's obvious. So everybody say, unlike the guys, I'm not trying to dismiss.
You're right.
I'm not trying to dismiss the bad behavior.
Yeah.
You understand? But the girl is going to carry the pregnancy, probably stop school. The guy will not stop school. The guy might actually do something as nasty as that, and as mischievous as that, and still go to school. Because this same thing you're saying has happened in my secondary school. My classmates had to drop for 2 years. She dropped totally. She did not. Yeah. So that's what I just feel. Do you understand? Because I always like people. I always like people to understand that a man and a woman in Africa.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
In Africa, women have more
what I'm saying.
shame.
That's what you're just buttressing my point. That's the point. You understand?
Yeah.
So that's why a woman is from the very beginning expected to be productive, expected to be. So it's not just, and then thereafter she must have children. She must bring up those children. She must take care of them. Even if her husband is irresponsible, she must provide for them. They must eat. They must go to school.
If she's not productive and reproductive, should the society judge or help her?